Hey, it's Damien. But please, from this point on, you can call me Dame. I wanted to leave with a message about AI and the irrational fears that we have concerning the technology. Many people look at it from the standpoint of an artist, from a writer, from a filmmaker, any type of creative profession. These people tend to have fears surrounding AI. Well, I'm here to tell you that while AI will create a lot of art, AI will most likely, in my opinion, get rid of those commission jobs that us as creative types really don't like doing anyway. For instance, for those brochures for health clinics, those require writers to write those brochures. Now, many people who want to write the next great American novel, who have the idea of telling their great whale story, really don't want to spend their time writing healthcare brochures for a little bit of money. For those of us who like to paint or draw, many of us don't want to design billboards for youth outreach programs. And not to say there's anything against youth outreach programs. That was just the first thing that entered my mind. But you get my point. Often when people grow up as creatives and when they're children and they're sitting at their desk and they're thinking about what they want to do and what they want to create and what they want to show to the world, those are usually the last things on the list. AI can now do those. Now, will AI also decorate your living room? Probably so. But that doesn't mean that you should stop making the art that you know that you love dearly. So, when you think about these examples of how AI could disrupt a lot of creative industries, understand that a lot of the most famous creatives that we all have been taught to look up to were in a similar situation. Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, Van Gogh. Most of these guys spent the majority of their days performing tasks and creating art or works of art that they didn't really love. Now AI can do all that for us. So just remember, most of the artists that you know didn't become famous until after they were no longer here. And that probably had more to do with the people who surrounded them wanting to exploit their intellectual property and not having to cut them a check. The whole idea that an artist like Van Gogh would have whole exhibits in France at the famous museum in France. What's it called? The Louvre? I hope I said that right. He's got a whole wing, I believe, in one of those museums there. People come from around the world to see Van Gogh paintings. But Van Gogh dealt with mental health issues. Van Gogh was being lent money by his brother to survive and just to eat while he was alive. But now, all of a sudden, Van Gogh is this legendary figure. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Van Gogh's artwork. But the idea that when you contrast how he lived and how his artwork has survived into the future, into the present day, it's a stark contrast. So if you're an artist right now in 2025, I just want you to remember that art is not a life that's very glamorous. Art comes from the soul. It doesn't come from the bank. So when you want to make art and you feel like AI is going to ruin your opportunities, don't think of it that way. You still can go to Michael's, you can go to Hobby Lobby, you can go to AC Moore, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. All of these places sell art supplies. And you can paint on canvases, on paper, on cardboard, on poster board, to your heart's content. Nobody is stopping you from doing that. Where I believe the problem lies is that many people want the accolades and they want the fame that was afforded to a lot of these artists that we read about in the history books. We have to understand that none of us are likely to be a Picasso, because Picasso wasn't even Picasso until after he was already had one foot in the ground. Most of the artists that you know and love toiled for the love, and they toiled in obscurity. And if you're not willing to do that, you don't deserve those accolades anyway, in my opinion. But regardless, if the life of an artist leaves you struggling, AI is not to blame. That's just the way the system has always been. Many artists, just like the prophets, who go unheard, unwelcome in their own town, the artist normally is never appreciated while they're still alive. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you took something out of it. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will catch you in the next one.